Hi everyone, welcome to Word Time with Miss Markee. I'm Miss Markee and I'm so glad you're here. Let's see what our letter sound for today is. Our letter sound for today is Y. So this one on here is called the yo-yo sound, and I brought a yo-yo here to show you too, because if you've never seen a yo-yo, you might not know what it's like. And I'm not very good at yo-yoing, but I'm going to try to show you guys. Oh, yeah, and then it comes back up. We'll try it one more time so I can try to show you guys if it will come all the way back up. Almost. So there's our yo-yo. This is our yo-yo sound. And I've also heard Y called, let me take my yo-yo off. I've also heard the Y sound called the yuck sound. If you don't like something, you can say it's yucky. Or also yummy starts with Y too. So if you do like something that you're eating and you want to say it's yummy, can you think of any other words that start with Y? Let's see. I can think of one, yellow. Oh, and I also brought some yarn. Yarn starts with Y, and we can use yarn if we're knitting or doing other crafts. It's like a string. This yarn is a special kind of yarn. It's a bunny yarn from these bunnies that are super fluffy, and they use the wool just like they use sheep's wool, so it doesn't hurt the bunnies at all. They just get like a haircut, and then their hair that's so fluffy and soft is made into this nice fluffy yarn. Can you find anything in your house that's made from yarn? Our book today is called Yeti Focuses on Her Senses, and it's a lesson in mindfulness by Kelly Oriard with Callie Christensen. I like this one because it's nice and big so you guys can see the pictures. Yeti focuses on her senses. There once lived a creature up in the snow who always thought ahead and was always on the go. The creature was called Yeti, and there was a reason she got her name. There's the Yeti. Let's see how she got her name. Yeti always asked questions, and her demands were always the same. Are we done yet? Is it time yet? Oh, so that's how she got her name, Yeti. Things are moving too slow. I can't wait around. Let's go, go, go. Food just flew in her mouth. She didn't care to taste. She didn't notice the wind blowing in her face. The things on her mind were all up ahead, and she couldn't remember the things teachers said. Her friends and her parents didn't know what to do. She couldn't slow down. She was always on the move. Suddenly, it seemed that she had lost her control. She liked to have fun, but this wasn't her goal. Oh no, sounds like she's having some trouble. Let's see what she does. Things needed to change, but how could she start? Then came the answer straight from her heart. You need to slow down and start paying attention to what you are feeling with all of your senses. Okay, look with your eyes. What do you see? Pick something to look at and focus now, please. It looks like Yeti is looking at a snowflake. What can you look at around you? Look at it closely and focus your attention. Notice its color, its shape, and all its dimensions. So we looked and saw something around us that we can see with our eyes. Now we're going to notice what we hear using our ears. Notice what you hear. Maybe you missed it before, like the wind in the trees or the creaks in the floor. Take a moment to focus, stop, and then hear. Concentrate really hard. Then the sound becomes clear. It if you're really quiet, what do you hear? Maybe you hear some birds or the wind outside. Yeti practiced paying attention to her senses and found her mind felt slower and her body calmed down. Thinking what's next and making a plan is a fine thing to do, unless it gets out of hand. Repeat after me. Here's what Yeti can do to help her slow down, and maybe you too. So you can repeat this if you want. I slow down and am calm. I sit very still. I take deep breaths. And then we can even take a deep breath. Relax and chill. So just like Yeti in this book, it was really fun to do things really fast and always be active, but it's also good to take a moment to calm down, sit still for a minute, and focus on our senses. And that's the end. So in our book, we saw that Yeti focused on her senses, and we heard about how she looked for things that she could see around her. That's on there for sight, and it shows that we could see a bird flying in the sky. And we also heard about how Yeti heard things with her ears and listened to what she could hear. So that's our hearing, and that is something that plays music. So if we listen, we might hear music. Some other senses that we can pay attention to are smell. We can smell with our nose and maybe smell a flower or some food. And there's taste. We can taste food too, like this donut, or you can even, if you're sucking on like a cough drop or a candy, you can really taste what that is. And then lastly, all the way over is touch. So what can you touch with your hands? Earlier, I was touching this yarn and I said it felt so soft. So maybe you can find something to touch that feels soft, or maybe something that's bumpy. See what you can feel with your hands. Another way that we can really feel our feelings and our senses in our body and move around, but in a calm way for us, is doing some yoga. Has anyone ever tried yoga before? Yoga is another word that starts with Y, and we can do things in yoga like touch your toes, reach up really high like you're stretching and yawning, and you can pretend to be different things. You can pretend to stand up tall like you're a tree. Yeah, let's see if we can try some yoga.
So I thought today we could do a little 5 senses walk. Even if you're inside, you can still tune into your 5 senses. So we're going to pretend that we are going for a walk through the woods and through a meadow. So you can imagine that you are some little woodland creature. Maybe you're a mouse, little mouse with a little wiggly nose, or maybe you're a raccoon or a fox. So think about which animal you would like to pretend to be. Maybe close your eyes for a minute. Imagine what color that animal is. Imagine how many legs does that animal have, or does it have wings or scales? How does it move? So think about your animal for a minute. It could be your favorite animal. Alright, so let's stand up. So can you still see me when I'm standing up? There we go. Stand up and start moving your legs. Marching. How does your animal walk? Does it walk on all 4s? Does it walk on 2 legs? Maybe it's a chimpanzee. Maybe, you never know. So maybe we can start out being little mice. You make yourself look like a little mouse. Little mouse. Walking through the woods. Walking through the woods. Can you march your feet and wiggle your fingers like a little mouse? Maybe you've got big ears for listening, like a little mouse does. Maybe you've got a little nose for smelling and bright little eyes for hearing. And we're going to go and walk over to a big tall tree. So let's pretend that we are trees. Can you make your feet look like the roots of a tree? Put your feet down on the ground. Spread your toes nice and wide. Good. And then you can lift your branches up. Maybe they grow up a little bit higher. I'm going to come down here so that you can see me. And let your branches sway side to side in the breeze. Good. And maybe this is a special tree. Maybe this is an apple tree that drops apples on the ground, and the little mouse can get down and nibble those apples. Nibble, nibble. Can you imagine what those apples taste like? If you're a little mouse, if you've been waiting all winter, and you find some apples that have been underneath the snow, and they're sweet. Yum, 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 yum. And what do those apples smell like? Do they smell like applesauce? Do they smell yummy? Maybe you also find some little seeds that you can nibble on, and berries that smell sweet. And while we are in this forest, we might see some owls. Can you open your wings up like an owl? Open your wings wide. Flap your wings. Open and closing. Good job. Lifting. Flap your wings. What does an owl say? What kind of sounds might you hear an owl make? Ooh, ooh, right? And if you are that little mouse and you see an owl, you know owls eat mice, right? You might get down and hide like a little mouse. Can you make yourself teeny tiny like a little mouse hiding? Teeny tiny. Good. Maybe even digging down into the ground like you're going to make a little hole in the ground. Maybe you can stretch your arms forward, reaching out, trying to dig your burrow as big as you can. Make your arms go back and forth. Like you're digging through the earth. What else does the owl eat? Come back to the owl for a minute. Opening your wings and closing your wings. Opening. Soaring through the air. An owl might eat a little rabbit. Can you make your body go into a rabbit shape? With big floppy ears? Hopping, hopping. Can you hop like a bunny? Hop, 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 hop. Good job, Lucy. I see you hopping. Hop, hop, hop. Oh, I see Theo hopping. Hop, hop, hop. Hopping like a bunny rabbit. Oh, but you know what? That bunny just saw the owl, so dive down, little bunny, into your burrow. Dig, dig, dig. Dig. Move your arms. Digging through the dirt. Making your burrow nice and big and safe. Good job. And then the little bunny and the little mouse know that it's daytime now, and the owl went back to its roost, back up into its tree. And make your arms be the owl again, flying back up to the tree. Make your branches like a tree. Good job. We can reach over, say, owl, would you like to be on this side of the tree? Or maybe the owl would like to be on this side of the tree. Good. Make your branches be big and wide so the owl can take a little rest. And the bunny and the mouse are going to pop out of their burrows. Can you pop out, make yourself really small, and then pop out. Good job. Let's do that a couple more times. Really small in your burrow. And then 1, 2, 3, pop out. Hello. Let's do that again. Ready? Get down. Little tiny mouse, little tiny bunny. And pop out. I see you. One more time. Really small. And then pop out. Yay. Now let's lie down on our backs. Lie down on your back. Put your feet up in the air and your arms up in the air, and your feet and your arms can be grass swaying in the wind. Whoosh, whoosh. Let them sway forward and back. Yeah, let them sway side to side. Let them wiggle all over. Is there a big wind? Go fast. Fast wind like yesterday, or is it a slow, gentle wind? You get to choose. Slow or fast. Move your legs and arms like grass in the wind. Woo! Can you think of what the grass smells like after it rains? Maybe you can go outside later today and take a deep sniff of the grass and see what it smells like after all that rain yesterday. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Imagine you're sniffing some fresh, warm grass on a sunny day after the rain. So nice. You can let your arms and your legs float down, and then bring your hands under your knees. Let's rock. Rocking back and forth. You do that, rock back and forth. Good, and when you rock up, you can come up to seated and come into butterfly. Do you know what that looks like? When you put your feet together, let your knees come out, hold on to your ankles, lift your body up nice and tall, and then flap your wings gently like a butterfly. Maybe there are some little butterflies. Close your eyes and imagine your favorite color of butterfly, and that's what color your wings can be. Imagine that you are a little butterfly, that color, your favorite color butterfly, going to visit all the different flowers in the meadow. And you get to breathe in the smells of the flowers. So take some more deep breaths in through your nose like you're smelling flowers, like you're a butterfly going to the flowers. Deep breath in, take a deep sniff, and then blow it out. So many good smells in a meadow. Let's come back up onto our knees and we can pretend that we are a little sudden rainstorm. Wiggle your fingers. Let the rain fall down. Back up. Let the rain fall down from the sky. Wiggle your fingers like raindrops coming down. Maybe there's some wind like yesterday's rain. What kind of animals like the rain falling on them? How about a turtle? You make your body the shape of a turtle like mine. Your hands and your knees on the floor. And make your back round up like a turtle's back. And then stick your head out like a turtle after the rain, saying, oh, it's really nice out. Round your back like a turtle. And stick your head out like a turtle after the rain. Back and forth. Oh, I like that. Theo's stretching one of his turtle arms up to the sky. Two. And stretch that last leg up to the sky. Good job. Let's bring our knees down. You know who else likes some rain on their bodies and also likes sun after the rain is a snake. Can you make yourself look like a snake? Can you make a sound like a snake? Did you know that snakes can smell with their tongues? You can stick your tongue out and pretend that you're smelling like a snake smells. Stick your tongue out like a snake. That's kind of silly. Good. Let's come back up. Lift your hips up into downward facing dog, but instead of dogs, let's be foxes. So lifting up, walking up, and then you can pretend you're a fox and pounce. Pounce. Can you do that too? Put your hands down, lift your hips up, pounce. Nice job. Lift your hips up, pounce. Like a fox that's looking for mice under the grass. Pounce. Good work. Let's see that one more time. Ready? Do you see that mouse moving under the grass? Use your little sharp foxy nose and eyes and pounce. Good work. And when we get back into the meadow, we might hear some sounds. You can bring your arms around. Can you wrap them around like that? Good. Now if you'd like, you can also wrap your legs around. That's kind of tricky. You might do it. Wrap your arms around, wrap your legs around, and then see if you can rub them together. It's kind of hard to do. Crickets rub their legs together to make sounds. Can you make a sound like a cricket? Right? Do they do that kind of squeaky sound? Rub your hands together and see what they sound like. Have a good listen with your ears. Try the other ear for a minute. A little bit like a cricket, not exactly. What other sounds might we hear in a meadow or in the woods? Do you think we could hear some birds singing? Make your arms go big like a bird. Flap, 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 flap. Can you do a bird call? What's your favorite bird call? I know chickadee-dee-dee-dee-dee. What bird calls do you know how to say? You think of any others? Cuckoo, cuckoo. You can say your other ones if you know any. Lift the wings up, down. Good. We might also in our meadow, because there's a pond there, we might hear the splash sound of a frog. So can you make your body look like a frog? Squat down and put your hands on the ground. Let your knees go up and your hips go down, and then hop like a frog. Splash. Pretend you're jumping into a pond. Splash. Splash. Let's do one more. Ready? Big one. Jump up, splash. Good job. Now we also might hear the wind, so we can make our bodies go in a big circle. Like a swirly wind. You can wave your arms around. Just be aware if there's somebody around you. You give them enough space. Swirling wind. Good job. Swirling, swirling. Maybe the wind is going side to side a little bit too. Swaying in the breeze. trees, like the grass in the trees. All right, now let's stand our bodies back up, now that we're nice and warm, and we'll do one of our big sun salutations. Ready? You're going to stand up, lift arms up, breathe out, dive forward. Lift halfway up, breathe in. Lower your hands down, step back. Come down onto knees and belly, and be a snake. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, downward dog. And then walk forward, come to the front of your mat, lift up. And then we'll squat back down into our frog shape. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. And can you do one more big hop and then splash into a comfy spot? Ready? Hop, splash.
Here's our friend, Phoneme the feline. Hi, Phoneme. Yeah, today we talked about the Y sound. And we talked about yarn as a word that starts with Y. Looks like you're made out of some yarn, Phoneme. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Oh, thanks everyone for watching. You can see what you can find around your house that starts with Y, or since there's not too many words that start with Y, you can see what you can find that's yellow. How many yellow things can you find? Don't forget to follow us on Talking is Teaching in Springfield, Vermont for more ideas and activities that you can do around Springfield, and this time of year when there's not much else going on, we'll give you some activities that you can do with your little ones. So thanks everyone, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!